Hey YouTube, welcome to my tube. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 13, because we all know how we feel about that number, especially when it's a Friday. Very superstitious, very superstitious. But we're going to be talking about 13 Latino superstitions that I have heard growing up, that I have heard from my parents, from family members, from Hispanic friends, their parents, everybody. I don't know if I would say I'm superstitious. There are certain things that I'm like, okay, no, like I'm not playing about this, and I guess I'd be superstitious around that. But I don't think all of these, I don't know. It's very tricky with me. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm a little superstitious. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think I'm fully superstitious, like not 100%, but I definitely think it's in there. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into these superstitions. All right, so the first one that I heard, and this was when I was little, and I think it was mostly because me and my sister would always be outside when my parents were like doing housework or just like outside. They were outside also. Was to not go under a ladder, like to not walk under a ladder, and it's because it gives mala suerte. I don't know how true that is. I feel like I did walk under a ladder when I was little. I don't have bad luck. God, please. Like, I don't want to jinx myself, but I don't have bad luck. I have had my fair share of crappy things happen to me, but I think that's just life. I don't think that's bad luck necessarily. But yeah, that's number one. Don't walk under a ladder unless you want bad luck. Number two is don't sweep someone's feet because they'll stay single forever and they won't get married. And I feel like these sound crazy, but I grew up with these things, so like to me it's completely normal. Like, oh yeah, like I'm not gonna sweep. I mean, irregardless, like we say in Miami, why are you sweeping anyone's feet? Like, rude. But like, I'm not gonna sweep someone's feet, and like, even if it's accidental, I don't think that's like the first thing that's coming to mind. Like, oh my god, I'm in no way wishing you bad luck on your love life. I don't know, but I'm not saying I don't believe this one, but I think it's questionable. Then again, I have swept my own feet before, and here I am single. So maybe. All right, moving on. Number three is don't open an umbrella inside the house or like under a roof because you're wishing death. In particular to your mom. This one, it's not that I believe. How do I explain this? Like, it's not that I don't believe it, but I don't believe it. It's tricky. Obviously, my mother is still alive. I've never opened an umbrella inside anyway, because why would I want to call death upon anyone or even in my home? So I don't do it. And even like when I'm out and I see someone open the umbrella inside, or like if I'm with someone and they open the umbrella under a roof, I'm like, oh my god, no, close that. And they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, no, that attracts death. Don't do that. But I mean, I guess I believe in it because I do that. I don't know. I think it's just like it was always in my head. It's like since I was little, so it automatically comes out of my mouth. I don't know. Right, number four, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have my computer, by the way, here. That's why I look down to see them. Yes, number four is you don't throw away salt. Like, if salt spills, you don't throw it out. You have to like throw it over your left shoulder. If not, it's bad luck. I do that one. The first time I heard of this, it was on Practical Magic, which is one of my favorite Halloween/fall movies in the world. It's so spiritual. Like, it's a witch movie, but the way they talk about and like the way they portray the witches is more like a spiritual version where they work with herbs and crystals and all that, and I absolutely love it. Definitely recommend. If you haven't seen that, go watch that. Also, Sandra Bullock is like one of my fave actresses, so you already know that I watched this movie a few times. I actually watched it going on a rant, but I watched it the other night. Ugh, absolutely love it even more now that I'm older. I can't. Anyways, the first time I heard of that was actually through that movie, because they mentioned it towards the end of the movie, where they like say a few little like witch tricks, I guess. They like say a bunch of them at the end, and it's not a bunch, it's like 3 of them. I'm so exaggerated. It's like 3 of them at the end, and that's one of the things she said. She's like, remember to throw salt over your left shoulder or something like that. But yeah, so that's bad luck if you don't dispose of it over your left shoulder. Like, yeah, it's gonna fall on the floor, but you can sweep it once it's off, but you have to like, you know, throw it back. Anyway. Number 5 is if you have guests over and you're about over them, you want them to get out, or like you're like, let's say it's a party or like a get together and you're like, all right, I'm done, but like you don't know how to get rid of people. Wherever you're, I still trying to call la escoba umbrella, wherever your broom is, put it upside down. Like, obviously don't put it in front of people because they're gonna be like, what the heck are you doing? But like, put it in a closet pre-party, pre-people coming to your home, or like coming over. And then when you're about ready for them to leave, obviously if they're still around, you can just go in your closet, be like, I'll be right back, whatever, you know, I'm coming right back, like I gotta do something. And then put your umbrella, put your escoba, I'm doing it in Spanish, put your escoba upside, like with the escoba part to the top and the stick pointing to the floor, and supposedly, right, it makes them leave, or like it helps the process of them leaving. I believe in this one, but I've never done it, I've never tried it, so I guess it's like a you gotta try it type of thing, but I do believe it. Number 6 is that you have to broom when you're sweeping. When you're sweeping, you have to sweep from the front of your house to the back, and that's supposed to bring in good luck and like bring in good fortune and all that. I do that sometimes I forget, and I just like broom from the back to the front, just because I'm like, it makes sense, like I'm taking the trash out, but it also makes sense to me that like if you're bringing, you know, if you have good energies and like good energies are in your home and all that, then when you sweep inward, you're bringing all that in. So I do believe in it. Sometimes I forget to do it, I can't lie to you, but I do believe. So number 7 is if you sweep at night, then you're gonna lose money. Like, you're not supposed to sweep at night because you're basically sweeping the money out your house. Even if you sweep in, you're basically sweeping the money out your house because you're cleaning. So like, you're cleansing all the energy that you brought. This is a little confusing right now that I'm thinking about it, right now that you saw the process in my head, but like the way it happens.
A few moments later.
I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I might have thought a little too deep into it, but I'm assuming how it goes is if you sweep at night, the good energy that you've brought in throughout the day, you're sweeping out, even if you're sweeping the way I just mentioned before. I try not to clean at night. Like, I'll wash my dishes, obviously, and like leave my kitchen clean, but I won't do any other cleaning at night. Like, I believe in it. I believe in this one 100%, but I might be also because who's trying to lose money? Ain't no one trying to lose money, so I'm not even gonna try that. Number 8, and this one is very popular, I feel. You don't put your purse on the ground because you lose money. I never put my purse on the ground. I think the only time that I used to do it was in school, and the teachers would be like, oh, get your I used to take a book bag, but sometimes I took a purse, you know me, a purse to school with all my books and stuff. And then when they'd be like, oh, you can't have it on your lap because you were taking a test or something, then I'd put it on the floor. Or if not, I'd try to hang it on the chair behind me, but I would usually just put it on the floor because I had a feeling it would fall off. Anyway, long story short, the point is that that's like the only time I used to do that. Sometimes I catch myself getting ready to put it on the floor because I'm like, whatever, like, and then I'm like, oh no, and then I put it on the chair, like I put it on the bed. But yeah, like, that's supposed to like buy money, no money, no hay nada de eso. So don't do that. That's bad for you. And I obviously 100% believe in that. I don't know where number 1, but I'm assuming we're on 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on 9. This one I haven't heard outside of my mom telling me, and it's if you go to the beach during Semana Santa, you either turn into a fish, not like a fish, but like a mermaid, or you die. And I don't necessarily have mixed emotions. I do believe in it because I have heard stories of people that go to the beach and like, you know, you get fucked up at the beach, you get litty, and then there's bodies that are found in the water because they drowned or like things happen and then they're just found in the water. And like when I hear stories like that, I'm like, see, that's why you don't go that's why you don't go to the beach during Semana Santa. Like, you don't do that. You don't do that. So you're not supposed to go to the beach. I don't go to the beach during Semana Santa. I am a believer of that one. Also, I just get scared. Oh, I think the fish thing I was mentioning before is if you go to Semana Santa, you go to the beach during Semana Santa and you're pregnant, then your baby comes out with like webbed feet or like webbed fingers, much like a fish. I think that's the story behind that. Not that you turn into a fish. I'm gonna correct myself, but I'm pretty sure it's that. Like, I'm gonna correct myself again, but I'm pretty sure it's that. I'm gonna call my mom after I finish filming. I'll be like, girl, tell me that again, but I'm pretty sure it's that the baby comes out like that. So if you're pregnant or if you're trying to go get lit at the beach during Semana Santa, warning, just warning. And I feel like you can look up stories about this. Let me do it. Okay, so I searched, and the first thing that I found was that in Panama, they say if you go to the beach on Good Friday, you will turn into a sardine. So it's not, I'm just warning y'all, okay? Do what you please, but I'm just saying, you're not gonna catch me at the beach during Semana Santa. That's a no. That's a no for Maria. Just saying. Anyway, number 10 is if you bring home seashells or anything from the beach, it's bad luck. And shout out to Michelle, my best friend, because she's the one who told me this. I didn't know this, and she told me this sometime around college. I think I found like a pretty shell one day that we went to the beach, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna take it home. She was like, girl, no, don't take that home, that's bad luck. And I was like, what? And so she started telling me. Anyway, so basically, I think the story behind it is, now that I'm more of a spiritualist, like really into it, not that I wasn't before, but like now that I'm really into it, I know there's like a lot of spirits in the sea, and it's like a spiritual place, the ocean. So when you take stuff from it, basically without permission, because you're not sitting there like, oh, can I take the seashell, unless you are and you're like you're very spiritual and you already knew that, unlike me, then congratulations. But I didn't know that back then. So when you're taking stuff without permission, they're like, oh really, you want to take my stuff? Bad luck. I'm just saying, don't take stuff from the beach. It's kind of like when you take stuff from other people and you expect them to be like, oh, okay, yeah, like you can take it. Yeah, no one would ever be like, yeah, just take it, unless you asked, right? So I guess the same rules apply. Number 11 is if your earrings, someone's talking about you. And so apparently, this one I believe in. Also, clearly, I also believe in the seashells. But like, okay, so at this point in the video, you're probably thinking like, girl, you are full superstitious. I don't get what you mean. But like what I meant earlier when I said like, I'm not like 100% superstitious. Like, I don't get scared like Friday the 13th. I'm like, okay, like it's Friday the 13th. Like, but I also really enjoy and love Halloween. So to me, it's just like, oh my God, it's Friday the 13th. Like, it's a good ass day. And like, I don't associate that number or that day with like bad luck. I actually associate it the opposite with good luck. I'm like, oh, it's Friday the 13th. It's so rare. Like, such great things are gonna happen. And I don't know if maybe that's why I'm saying like I'm not superstitious, like fully superstitious. But yeah, like obviously the things I mentioned here, I'm probably like 100% on board. I'm like, so you better believe I'm not gonna do it. But I do think there are a lot of superstitions out there that I don't necessarily fully believe in. Like the mirror one, breaking a mirror. I've broken mirrors before when I was little, and I didn't have bad luck. God please. But yeah, I didn't have bad luck, so I don't necessarily associate the mirrors either. I don't know, I think I'm just picky with what I'm superstitious about. Back to the earring. So I do believe in this 100%. So the way that I know it is if your right earrings, they're talking good about you, because you know the right is good. And then if your left earrings, they talking shit. So then there's also like a solution to this. So my mom taught me that when your left ear is ringing, you like step on your big toe, or your left big toe. You step on it, and they bite their tongue, so they stop talking about you. Like the person who's talking shit bites their tongue, and they stop talking about you. So I don't know if that's so much of a superstition, but I think it does fall under that, just because it's like not everyone believes that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Number 12 is if your cat cleans itself, you're gonna have guests over. So like this one's questionable. This one's very questionable because I do have 2 cats at home and they would clean themselves all the time, and it's not that we had guests over all the time. So I don't know about this one. Not gonna lie. I don't know about this one. But if you have stories about this, please let me know down below. Like if your cat like is one of those cats that doesn't really, I mean, no, because all cats cleanse themselves. I don't know about this one, because all cats cleanse themselves, and it's like every time my cat cleans itself, you're telling me someone's gonna come over. Maybe I'm not looking into it the way I should. So like if you got another perspective on this, please comment down below what you're thinking with this one, because for me, I'm not a believer. My cat cleansed itself all the time, and it wasn't like I had guests over all the time. I don't know. Lucky number 13 is you're not supposed to have tattoos in even numbers, or números pares in Spanish. So you're not supposed to have 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever. You're supposed to have like 3, 5, 9. Because if not, it's bad luck. This one, questionable also, because I currently have 8 tattoos and I don't have bad luck as far as I see it. I don't have bad luck. So questionable. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if I believe it. So that was the 13 superstitions. Some of them very questionable, some of them I do 100% believe. Like I mentioned earlier, I have certain superstitions that I do believe in and certain superstitions that I don't believe in. I think it's just what they mean, what they are. It just depends for me, I guess. And with that being said, comment down below any superstitions that I didn't mention and that you thought were weird or cool that you think maybe other people haven't mentioned, because I definitely want to know more of them. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember to turn on the notification bell if you haven't already, so that you can get a message every time that I post. And see you guys next time. Bye. All right. I feel like I've had lipstick on my teeth this whole time. Oh my God, I'm sorry. 2, 3, 4. Sal.